All right, so you're getting ready for a structural ironworker interview.
And you really want to make sure you're prepared for anything they might ask.
We're going to help you get ready for that by diving deep into some of RoleCatcher's career resources.
Exactly. We're going to break down common questions.
Give you some expert advice on how to approach them.
And even throw in some potential follow-up questions that you might get.
We're also going to be pulling some great career insights directly from RoleCatcher's in-depth guides.
And to top it all off, we'll even touch on how RoleCatcher's AI can help.
By fine-tuning your answers and giving you an edge over the competition.
So before we jump into the questions, let's quickly set the scene.
Yeah, what does this job actually look like?
You're going to be working on some pretty incredible projects.
Like what kind of projects?
Think skyscrapers, bridges, massive structures.
Wow.
All of these require a strong backbone.
And we mean that literally.
Exactly. You'll be erecting steel frameworks, setting rebar,
Oh, wow.
working at heights,
Oh, no.
and dealing with all sorts of weather conditions.
No. So definitely not for the faint of heart.
You got it.
But that's also what makes it so exciting, right?
Absolutely. You're going to be a crucial part of bringing these massive, inspiring projects to life.
That's so cool.
Now let's dive into the interview prep.
Okay.
One question you're almost guaranteed to get is, what inspired you to become a structural ironworker?
Okay, that seems like a pretty simple question.
It is, but it's also your opportunity to show your passion.
Right, because you don't want to just say, I like working with my hands.
No, you have to go deeper than that.
So what specifically drew you to this career path?
Yeah. Was it a childhood fascination with construction sites?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or maybe you were inspired by a family member in the trades.
Maybe you just have a natural talent for welding.
Yeah, or perhaps you just enjoy the physical challenge of working with steel.
So the key here is to really make it personal
Yes, connect your answer to your own unique skills and experiences.
and be prepared for those follow-up questions.
They might ask, what do you find most rewarding about this work?
Or what are some of the challenges you anticipate facing?
All right, shifting gears to safety.
Okay.
You'll definitely want to know how you approach safety on the job.
Of course, because it's so important.
Absolutely. One common question is, how do you ensure safety when performing tasks at heights?
And this is where you get to demonstrate your knowledge of OSHA regulations and best practices.
Right, but don't just mention the regulations.
Go deeper.
Talk about specific safety procedures that you've actually followed in the past.
Okay, so give me an example.
Have you ever had to stop work because of a safety concern?
Ooh, good one.
How did you handle that?
Okay,
Did you identify a potential hazard and take steps to correct it?
so they want to see that you're proactive.
Yes, and that you are committed to maintaining a safe work environment.
And don't forget, safety is not just about personal responsibility.
You got it. It's about teamwork.
So be prepared to talk about how you communicate with your team
To make sure that everyone's on the same page.
when it comes to safety protocols.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to your technical skills.
Okay.
A common question is, how do you interpret blueprints and technical drawings?
Okay, and this is where you can shine if you have a knack for detail.
Exactly. This is where you get to showcase your experience.
Reading and understanding those blueprints
Yes. Think back to specific projects
where you had to maybe decipher some complex drawings
or identify potential conflicts.
or even maybe suggest some improvements.
They might also ask, what steps would you take if you noticed a discrepancy between the blueprint and the actual construction?
That's a good one.
This is your chance to really highlight your problem-solving skills.
And your attention to detail.
Right. And don't be afraid to get specific here.
Like, did you ever have to calculate measurements based on a blueprint?
Or explain a detail to a coworker.
Because those real-world
It'll
examples...
make your answer so much more impactful.
Okay, let's talk about welding.
Okay, they often ask, how do you approach welding tasks? And what are some common challenges you faced in this area?
So this is where you showcase your welding expertise.
Exactly. And don't just say, I'm a good welder.
Yeah, walk them through your process.
Yes. How do you prep the metal?
How do you choose the right welding technique for the job?
Mention different welding processes that you're familiar with.
Like CEL, FCO, GMA.
If you can speak their language, they'll be impressed.
And don't shy away from discussing challenges.
Like, have you ever had to weld in a tight space?
Ooh. Or what about dealing with warped metal?
How did you overcome those obstacles?
Because employers love problem solvers.
They really do so highlight your ability to think on your feet.
And find creative solutions to those welding challenges.
They might even follow up with, tell me about a time you had to adapt your welding technique to address a specific problem on a job site.
Be ready with a compelling story.
All right, let's move on to another question that tests your critical thinking skills.
Okay.
Can you describe a project you worked on that required close collaboration with other tradespeople?
Ah, yes, because construction is a team sport.
It really is.
So this question is all about your communication and interpersonal skills.
Exactly. So choose a project where you had to work closely with other trades,
Like who?
plumbers, electricians, concrete finishers,
Oh, yeah.
and highlight how you communicated effectively coordinated tasks.
And maybe even resolved a conflict or two?
They might dig deeper with follow-up questions,
Like
what were some of the challenges you faced working with other trades and how did you overcome them?
Or describe a time when you had to adjust your work to accommodate another team.
It's all about showing them you can collaborate effectively
Respect other traits.
and contribute to a positive and productive work environment.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about career advancement.
This is something you should be thinking about even before you land the job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't just think about getting your foot in the door.
Yeah, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years?
Do you want to be a foreman?
Ooh, a supervisor.
Project manager.
You could also specialize in a particular area.
Like welding, rigging, metal fabrication.
The construction industry offers a lot of different paths for growth.
It does. So it's good to have a vision for your career.
And don't forget about certification.
Right. Certifications like OSHA, 10-hour construction safety training, AWS certified welder, or NCCCO certifications for rigging and crane operation can significantly boost your earning potential
And your credibility,
because they demonstrate your commitment to safety and professional development.
which are highly valued in this industry.
Now let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay.
Here's one that focuses on your ability to stay current.
In a rapidly changing field.
How do you stay up to date with industry trends and regulations?
So this is where you highlight your commitment to lifelong learning.
Mention conferences, trade publications, online forums.
Anything that shows you're actively engaged in expanding your knowledge.
Do you have mentors in the industry?
Do you make an effort to learn from more experienced coworkers on the job site?
Those are all valuable ways to stay current. And they might also ask about specific technologies or techniques that are gaining traction in the industry.
Oh, like what?
Well, for example, they could say, what do you know about 3D modeling software being used in structural steel fabrication?
Ah, that's interesting.
Or have you worked with any prefabricated building systems?
Okay, so being able to discuss those emerging trends shows you're forward thinking.
And adaptable.
Okay, let's tackle a question that assesses your problem-solving skills on the job.
Okay.
Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem on a job site?
This is where you get to shine.
Okay, how do I do that?
Well, choose a specific problem that you encountered.
Okay.
Maybe a structural issue,
Okay,
a safety concern,
right.
or even a conflict with a blueprint.
Okay, so walk them through your process.
Right. How did you identify that root cause?
What steps did you take to resolve it?
Did you have to think outside the box?
Did you consult with others?
They want to see that you can analyze a situation, come up with a plan, and execute it effectively.
Okay.
They might also ask, what did you learn from this experience?
Or how would you approach a similar situation differently in the future?
It's all about showing them that you can learn from your mistakes.
And continuously improve your skills.
Now, speaking of continuous improvement, here's a question that digs into your organizational skills.
How do you manage your time and prioritize tasks on a job site?
Construction projects have tight deadlines.
Yeah, they do.
So staying organized is crucial.
So how do I show them I'm organized?
Do you create schedules?
Use to-do lists.
How do you determine which tasks are most critical?
Give them concrete examples.
Maybe you had to reprioritize your work when a shipment was delayed.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Or maybe you had to delegate tasks to keep the project on schedule.
Okay, so they might ask,
What do you do when multiple urgent tasks come up at once?
oh yeah.
That's where your ability to think clearly under pressure really comes in handy.
So explain your process for quickly assessing the situation.
Determining the most urgent needs and adjusting your plan accordingly.
All right, now let's talk about working in tough conditions.
Something you can't avoid as a structural ironworker.
So be prepared to answer a question like this.
Okay, what would that be?
Can you describe a time when you had to work in adverse weather conditions?
Oh.
Because remember, structural ironworkers don't get snow days.
Yeah, that's true.
So share an experience working in extreme heat, cold rain, or wind.
Okay, but it's not enough to just describe the weather.
Right.
You need to talk about how you adapted to the conditions.
While staying safe,
And productive.
did you take extra precautions?
Did you adjust your work methods?
So they want to see that you're resilient.
And that you can handle whatever Mother Nature throws your way.
They might follow up with.
What steps would you take to ensure the safety of yourself and your team in similar conditions?
Always tie your answer back to safety.
It's a top priority in this profession.
Absolutely. All right, here's another question that emphasizes quality and attention to detail.
Okay.
How do you ensure quality and accuracy in your work?
This is about demonstrating your commitment to excellence.
And understanding that precision is key in structural ironwork.
So talk about your process.
Do you perform regular inspections?
Double-check your measurements.
Adhere to strict protocols.
Maybe you have a personal system for ensuring everything is just right.
Or you've just developed a keen eye for spotting potential issues before they become problems.
The key is to show that you take pride in your work.
And you strive for the highest standards.
They might ask, have you ever had to correct a mistake you made? How did you handle it?
So honesty.
And a commitment to learning from your mistakes are always appreciated.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an advantage in your interview prep.
Imagine having a virtual interview coach
Oh, wow.
that analyzes job descriptions, identifies the key skills they're looking for.
And then helps you tailor your answers to perfectly match those requirements.
That's the power of RoleCatcher's AI.
Wow. It's like having a secret weapon.
Not only does it help you craft targeted responses,
It also provides feedback on your answers.
suggesting improvements and helping you refine your communication style.
So it's like having a personalized mock interview session
But with the added benefit of AI insights.
that can pinpoint areas where you can strengthen your responses.
So let's say a job description emphasizes teamwork and problem-solving skills.
RoleCatcher's AI will analyze your answers to questions about collaboration and troubleshooting.
Making sure you're highlighting those skills effectively.
It can even suggest ways to strengthen your answers with specific examples from your experience.
And if a job description emphasizes safety or technical knowledge,
The AI will focus on those areas, helping you showcase your expertise.
and commitment to those crucial aspects of the role,
It's like having a customized study guide.
that's tailored to the specific job you're applying for.
And remember, those career insights we discussed earlier.
About certifications and advancement opportunities,
RoleCatcher's AI can also help you weave those insights into your answers,
demonstrating that you're not just focused on landing the job.
but on building a successful and fulfilling career,
It's all about going that extra mile to show them you're not just a qualified candidate.
but a valuable asset who's in it for the long haul.
All right, now let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay.
Here's one that might seem a bit tricky.
What's that?
What are your salary expectations?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one.
This is a question that makes a lot of people nervous,
Yeah.
but with a little preparation, you can handle it confidently.
Okay, so how do I prepare?
First, do your research.
Okay, where do I go?
You can use resources like RoleCatcher salary guides
Yeah.
or websites like Glassdoor and Indeed.
To get a sense of the average salary range for structural ironworkers in your area.
With your level of experience,
Okay.
consider your skills certifications.
And any specialized knowledge that you bring to the table.
Don't undervalue yourself.
Right.
When answering the question, you can provide a salary range.
That's aligned with your research and your qualifications.
You could say something like, based on my experience and the current market rate for this type of position, I'm seeking a salary in the range of.
Okay.
You can also emphasize that you're flexible,
And open to discussing salary further.
based on the specific responsibilities and benefits of the role.
Okay, here's another question that might come up towards the end of the interview.
Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, this is my chance to shine.
This is your opportunity to show your genuine interest in the company and the position.
So don't just say no.
Or ask generic questions
Prepare a few thoughtful questions.
that demonstrate you've done your homework.
And that you're eager to learn more.
You could ask about the company's culture,
Their commitment to safety.
their approach to training and professional development,
You could also ask about the specific projects you'd be working on.
or the team you'd be working with.
Asking insightful questions shows that you're engaged, curious, and serious about the opportunity.
Now remember, these are just a few examples of the questions you might encounter during a structural ironworker interview.
Right.
The specific questions will vary depending on the company, the role, and the interviewer.
But by preparing for these common questions and using the strategies we've discussed,
You'll be well equipped to handle anything they throw your way.
and don't forget, RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon throughout the entire process.
From tailoring your answers to specific job descriptions to providing personalized feedback.
It's like having a dedicated coach in your corner.
So go out there, crush that interview, and build an amazing career as a structural ironworker.
Before we wrap things up, I want to touch on one more important aspect of interview prep.
Which is
your mindset.
That's right. It's not just about having the right answers.
It's about having the right attitude.
Go into that interview with confidence, enthusiasm,
And a genuine passion for the work.
show them you're eager to learn,
Willing to work hard.
and committed to contributing to the team.
Because a positive attitude can make all the difference.
And remember, even if you don't get that first job you interview for,
Yeah.
don't get discouraged.
It happens.
Every interview is a learning experience.
So true.
Take the feedback you receive, keep refining those answers.
Keep practicing.
The more you interview,
The more confident you'll become.
and who knows, that next interview might just be the one that launches your dream career as a structural ironworker.
Exactly. So for all of you listeners out there who are ready to take the leap,
You've got the knowledge, the strategies, and now you've even got the tech to really help you stand out in that interview.
we've tackled those tough questions, giving you some insights into the career path, and even shown you how RoleCatcher can be your own personalized prep tool.
But here's a final thought for you as you embark on this journey.
Okay, I'm listening.
The world of construction is always evolving.
That's true.
New materials, new techniques, new approaches to building are always emerging.
So how can you as a future ironworker not just keep pace?
But actually contribute to that evolution.
That's a good question.
RoleCatcher can give you that initial boost.
But the drive to learn to master your craft,
To become a leader in the field.
that has to come from you.
So go out there, ace that interview.
And build a career that's strong and impressive?
As the structures that you'll help create.
Good luck out there.